So I would go down to the comedy club, and I remember Norm Macdonald would come through, and he was probably 25 years old, right? And I'm 16 in the audience. And then I got to become this huge fan of Norm, and he was Norm. But back then, there wasn't a lot of people doing stand-up like Norm. Like, there wasn't this sort of angle of sort of this absurdity to it, this sort of, it was more of a structured, down the middle way of doing stand-up back then. And so Norm was this sort of, you know,
it was a curveball.
Yeah, this sort of curveball, and we just couldn't get enough of it. So every time we was in town, we'd be down there. But Howard Wagman told me this story about Norm, and you know, the first time he came down to do stand-up at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa, and he got off stage, and he was disappointed in how it went. Norm was. He said, "I'm never doing this again." He walked down the street. Howard Wagman chased him down Spark Street in Ottawa and said, "No, that was great. You're coming back." And he made him come back, and the rest is history.
Well, Norm was a legitimate genius.
Yeah.
Like a genius of life. Like like a rare specimen. Like genius in not just that his comedy was brilliant, but just like, look at this. I've never seen this before. Like a totally different kind of human.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And genuinely always funny. Like, every conversation was funny. He was just funny. I was on a plane with him accidentally twice.
Nice.
Twice.
That must have been amazing.
Twice on two separate occasions. Just totally random. We sat next to each other on the plane, like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And the last one, it was so funny because he was telling me about how he quit smoking. Yeah, I quit smoking. It's fucking, turns out it's real bad for you. Like, this whole thing about quitting smoking. And we're talking about it, like, how hard was it to quit, this whole thing. The moment we land, he walks into the gift shop, buys a pack of cigarettes, and he's lighting them before he gets out the door.
Yeah.
And I go, "I thought you quit." He goes, "I did, but all that talking about it made me want to smoke."
Yeah, it's probably all an elaborate setup, right? He probably was planning it the whole way.
I don't know.
Who knows? He probably doesn't even smoke. He was just doing it as a gag. No, he was.
Well, he was into gambling too, right? So,
Yeah.
like, people that have those kind of like impulse control issues, like gambling is a big impulsive thing. Like, I'm gonna fucking bet. I'm gonna bet on it. Let's put the bet. Put it.
Yeah.
All of it. All of it.
That's
that
rough.
kind of wild, crazy sports gambling too.
That's not a good addiction to have, especially when you have money, right?